Hey, my dear students, welcome to our Do It With Me series. In today's video, you will learn how to use an assumption method to solve a fractions question. So my hope for you is at the end of today's video, you will walk away with a deeper understanding of how the assumption method works. Without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the resource that I will be using is actually from P5 Aitong School, SA2 Math Paper 2, question number 15. Now, if you do not have it, pause the video, all right? Scroll down to the description and then you can actually download from there. If you have the video, pause the video as well, retrieve it, and then restart the video. So I'll just give you, or in fact, spare you some time to look for that, okay? Now, let's get started. Now, when we look at this question, all we need to do is to break down the sentence, okay? As you can see over here, there were 331 boys and girls in the canteen. All right, now, so what I'm going to write is, I'm going to write boys plus girls equals to 331. Okay, that's the first thing that I'm going to do. Now, after that, I'm going to read second sentence. After 91 boys and girls, okay, so we just put 91, return to their classroom. Okay, so what we want to write is R. R stands for returned, okay? Now, if I have this, the hidden information here is actually the remaining, right? So what is that? That is actually 331 minus 91, and that is 240. What is this 240, if you may ask? Okay, this 240 is the people who did not return to the classroom, right? They are still at the canteen, right? So I would put C stands for they are still at the canteen, okay? Now, and then after I continue reading, okay, so that's that. And then after I continue reading to in sentence number 3, as you can see over here, 4/5 of the boys and 2/3 of the girls were still in the canteen. Okay, so what they are trying to tell you is this is 4/5 for boys. Okay, so I'm just going to put B over here and 2/3 for girls, G. All right. Now, when you know this, right, you have to quickly work on your hidden information, right? If 4/5 are boys at the canteen, 1/5 are boys at the in fact, yeah, in the classroom, because they have returned back to the classroom, and 1/3 are boys or are girls who have returned back to the classroom. Okay, simple as that. Now, we also need to know, right, what is the total for boys? Okay, for boys, the total is actually equals to 5 units. All right, and for girls, the total is actually equals to 3 units. Simple as that. Okay, but the thing is this, right? We cannot say that 5 units plus 3 units equals to 331. Okay, so what we want to do over here, as you can see, right? I started the video telling you that I'm going to use assumption method to solve this question. So I'm going to use assumption method. Now, if you don't know what is assumption method, I would really advise you to watch the video right here. Okay, and you know, once you're done with that video, you come back to this so that you are able to connect the dots. Okay, for now, if you just listen to this, well, you won't be able to understand, but I think it'll be better. All right, if you can understand assumption method first before you watch this video, okay? So let's get started, okay? I'm going to use the assumption method to solve this question. Now, the assumption method in my assumption method video, you will learn an acronym called ATDOC. ATEDOC, okay? How do I remember this? Okay, I remember it as at the doctors, okay, doctor. So what I want to do is, of course, I'm going to use the short form, right, at doc, okay? So what I want to do is I want to understand what is A first. A stands for assumption, okay? So you want to assume, what you want to assume? Okay, let's read the question. We want to assume that all of the girls who return back to their classrooms are, or in fact, all of the 91 that return back to their classrooms are girls, okay? So what we want to write is assume that all, okay, that all 91 are girls. Simple. Okay, that's the first thing that you want to assume. That means there are no boys at all. Okay, we want to assume that all are girls. Okay, after that, we want to look at T. T stands for times. Okay, what do I mean times? Okay, what's times? Times basically means if I have 91 girls, okay, that means I must times 3 units. Why is that so? Because I want to find the total number of girls. Okay, when I do that, I will get 273 girls. Okay, so in total, there are 273 girls. Okay, and out of that 273, 91 actually went back to their classroom. And then after that, I move on to look at E. E stands for extra. What is extra? Extra basically means, okay, what is the difference between the assumption value and the actual value? All right, as you can see over here, right, it is definitely not 273, but 331. So what we want to do is we want to use 331 minus 273. which is equals to 58. And what is this 58? We don't know yet. We are just going to leave it as that, okay? Now, and then after that, we're going to continue on to look at D. D stands for difference, okay? What is this difference? This difference is basically the difference between one unit of boys and one unit of girls, okay? So what we want to do is to find the difference. And it's very obvious to me that the difference for boys and girls is actually 5 units minus 3 units, which is equals to 2 units, okay? After that, I want to do I'll in fact work on the next one, which is the opposite. All right, the opposite is basically, just remember this formula, E over D. All right, E over D, okay? So you do 58 over 2. And then for that, you will get 29. All right, 29 what? Okay, opposite will be 29 boys. Okay, opposite of what you have assumed. Okay, it's always opposite of what you have assumed. So 29 boys. And then after that, you want to do check. What is check? Okay, now you want to check if your assumption is actually correct. Now we are going to look at this, the question itself, sentence number 4. How many boys were there in the canteen at first? Okay, so it's pretty simple. All right, 29 times the total unit for boys, which is 5. Therefore, your answer must be 145 boys, okay? So there are 145 boys at the canteen at first, okay? If you don't understand this, please rewatch the video, all right? And of course, very importantly, go and rewatch the assumption method video, okay? With that, I've come to the end of my video, and I hope that I have turned your confusion into clarity. Bye-bye.